This guy's toast.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I'm bringing you an update to TFT Galaxies. So about 2 weeks from now, we're going to reach about the midpoint of TFT Galaxies, and Riot's doing a big mid-set update, and they're removing a bunch of units and adding 14 new champions, as well as some other adjustments. In this video, we're going to go over all 14 champions and their abilities, their traits, and their origins. To start things off, these are the units being removed. No more Valkyries, no more Void, as well as Sona, Kassadin, Lux. Gone. No more kill carries, no more Misfortune Blasting, no more Squid Lasers. But let's check out all 14 new champions. Starting off, we have the new origin Astro. That's right, we're going to the moon with these astronauts. I guess we're already in the moon since we're doing galaxies. When you have 3 Astros, it reduces the mana cost of your Astro unit spells by 30. If it takes 100 mana to cast, now it takes 70 mana to cast. So if you look at the first unit, Nautilus, he's an Astro Vanguard. He starts off with 70 mana and he needs 100 mana to cast. So if you had Astro activated, he essentially starts the fight off with the cast. Erupts the ground beneath his target, knocking them up, stunning them, and dealing damage. This, alongside Jace, who's also a Vanguard, really makes it so you shouldn't bunch your units in the front. So Jace is already smashing his target and its adjacent units for a lot of damage. Now with Nautilus in the mix, you really don't want to put your front line together anymore, because Jace will smash, Nautilus will knock him up. So I think this will promote like more spacing between your front line. Nice Vanguard, great early game. With this addition, that means getting 4 Vanguard is super easy now. You got Poppy, Leona, now Nautilus and Mordekaiser, and you can get 4 Vanguard by the first fight. Next we have, this is one of my favorite units. Bard, Astro Mystic. His passive is he gains extra mana when he auto attacks. His active is to launch a meep onto your bench that can be sold for 1 XP. Essentially, he's giving you gold with his ability. Now, if you 3-star him, he casts every auto attack because he gains 90 bonus mana. Very interesting. This is essentially like pirate gold by himself, but you have to spend it on XP. What I think is cool is you get to choose when you sell these meeps. So if you want to stay at a lower level to like hyper roll for certain units, you can, and then once you get those units, you can start selling the meeps. I'm not sure how it works with the full bench, but you can only hold so much meeps, I imagine. Really cool concept. Mystic, so it's more defensive. He doesn't have any other abilities, so if you're playing him, chances are your board's going to be much weaker. He doesn't do damage, he doesn't heal, he doesn't do anything. He just gives you 1 XP every time he casts. So definitely keep your eye out for any shenanigans involving Bard. Gnar, Astro Brawler, making his return after set 1. Same exact ability, transform into Mega Gnar. Throws people around, stuns them, gain health, gain damage, become melee. If you played set 1, you know what he does. He's a brawler, so with the removal of Cho'Gath, you can still maintain 4 brawlers, right? Teemo! Yes, Teemo is coming to TFT. We all wonder how long it's going to take for him to make an appearance. Well, here he is. Astro Sniper, satellite traps, throws bombs around the nearest enemy, 3 bombs, and after 3 seconds or someone touches it, it explodes for damage, knocking them down and slowing them. I think slowing them might just refer to movement speed, but it might also apply to attack speed. Knocking them down should be just a minor stun, maybe interrupts channel. Seems really cool, Sniper, so it attacks from full range, 4 costs. If you have Astro, it only costs takes 5 auto attacks for him to throw those bombs down. Let's see how these bombs pan out, because 3 bombs, each that explodes, that will hit other nearby enemies, seems like a lot of bombs. Next origin is Battlecast. It's a mouthful. Upon taking or dealing 10 instances of damage, you will heal for a certain amount if you're below 50% health. If you're not below 50% health, instead it will deal damage to the nearest enemy. So kind of similar to Titan's Resolve, where you want to take a lot of instances of damage or deal a lot of instances of damage. And there's like an offensive and defensive component to it. I imagine this would be used for mostly the taking 10 instances of damage part, like a really tanky unit. And let's check out the 6. There are 6 Battlecast champions. Level 1, Nocturne. 1-cost Nocturne, Battlecast Infiltrator, replacing Kha'Zix as the 1-cost Infiltrator. Ability terrifies his target, stunning them for a few seconds and then dealing damage over the duration of the stun. Pretty straightforward. Basic ability. Stunning is great. Yeah, not bad. Illaoi, 1-cost Brawler, Battlecast. Tentacle Smash. Smashes a tentacle in front of her, dealing damage and stealing armor and magic resistance from each unit hit. So really good against Vanguards and Mystic comps, because she's also a brawler, which means she innately has a lot of health but not a lot of resistance. But with her ability against Vanguard and Mystic, well, now she can like become even tankier while making them weaker. Big note, she is a 1-cost brawler, which means now getting 4 brawlers is super easy, because in the past you have to wait for a Cho'Gath. But now all you need is Illaoi, 1-cost, Malphite 1-cost, Blitzcrank 2-cost, and Vi 3-cost. So you can, like if you're lucky, have it on your opening fight as well for lots and lots of health. I imagine they would adjust Brawler just a bit so that 4 brawlers is not super strong. Kog'Maw, new blaster, Battlecast Barrage. For 3 seconds, he has infinite attack range, 90% attack speed, and deal maximum health as magic damage. Really good against Vanguards, because Vanguard is physical damage blockage, and good against Brawler because it's percentage max health. I don't think the Battlecast will matter that much, but he will shoot a lot, which means he's dealing a lot of instances of damage as Blaster. Because like if you have 4 Blaster, then it's like 5 instances of damage right away. Maybe we'll see some kind of Battlecast Blaster build. Cassiopeia, new Mystic Battlecast, launches her fangs at the nearest enemy that isn't poisoned, causing them to take 1000 damage over 12 seconds, reducing the effectiveness of shields used on them by 50%. This is the first time we've seen anti-shield mechanic. No doubt Poppy, with her Rabadon Candyland Poppy and her infinite shield, probably gave Riot the idea of maybe introducing some anti-shield mechanic. I think the damage is kind of insane. I'm not sure if they're gonna, like, all these numbers are subject to change because they're not even released yet, and after the PvE there's gonna be some balance changes. But 1000 damage for a level 1 unit that costs 25 mana to cast, and she'll cast it on multiple people, feels insanely high. We'll probably see some adjustments either on the mana cost or the damage, but a 3-cost Mystic along with Bard means 4 Mystics is now super easy to get as well. They did lose Sona though, so now you have Soraka, Karma, Cassiopeia, and Bard if you want early 4 Mystics without having to search for that Lulu. Viktor, 4-cost Sorcerer, kind of replacing Vel'Koz as the laser guy, because he also makes a laser as his ability. Burns the path between the 2 enemies furthest away from each other, dealing max health damage and then dealing flat damage. So really good to open up with, getting them real low and then finishing off if they don't move. I like how the 3-star is 100% max health damage. So once you 3-star him, he will kill anyone he hits. But it's not like Vel'Koz, which is like laser across the board. It's a straight line between 2 units. So there are possibilities where it's just you hit 2 units because all the other units are just positioned in a weird way that dodges the laser. But yeah, the new 4-cost Sorcerer carry. And finally, the big daddy of the Battlecast, Urgot, who's a Battlecast protector. I kind of find that weird because when you think Urgot, you don't think a protector, you think a monster. If you kind of into League of Legends lore, he doesn't seem like someone who would protect. But he's a protector. His ultimate fires a drill at the furthest enemy in his attack range, reeling them in and dealing 2000 true damage until they die. If you 3-star him, I don't think you'll ever 3-star him, but he restores 60 mana per kill, so you just like drill nonstop. Very cool. Guarantees a kill on someone. 2000 true damage is pretty much enough to kill anyone. 5 cost though. I don't know. His trait seems kind of weird. Like Battlecast and Protector doesn't seem that great. Protector can keep him alive a little longer, but Battlecast, like, he doesn't deal a lot of instance of damage. Maybe some build you can deal with him is just make him super tanky, right? Because he doesn't need offensive items. You just build him full tank and just have him drill people. Because his ultimate is meant to one-shot. So I guess you don't build offense. You just build mana and defense on him. So that's all the Battlecast unit. There are 4 other units coming that uses existing origins. First off, we have Zed making a return once again to set 3 after being in set 1, set 2. This time he has like his passive, which every third attack he deals bonus damage and steals the target's current attack damage. Really good against like AD carries like Jinx and Jhin, Irelia, I guess, because he's a 2 cost, which means he's really easy to 3-star. If he's 3-star, he's just jumping in the back, and after his third auto, he doesn't even have to kill them. He just deals 80% of that attack damage. Like a Jinx with 80% of her attack damage gone is dealing very little physical damage, but she will still deal her magic damage. But like, say, a Jhin, assuming he got some stacks from Darkstar, he can really, like, Zed could really pop off and shut down AD carry. And early game is just great as well, because early game, lots of auto attacks. Rebel Infiltrator. Next up, Vayne, the 3-cost Cybernetic Sniper. Final hour, she focuses for 10 seconds, tumbles away, and every 3 attacks, she tumbles again, dealing bonus damage. She is invisible when she tumbles, which means she will drop aggro, similar to Shaco. So it's really hard to focus someone like Vayne down, because every 3 attacks, boom, she's gone, and your units are hitting the tanks. Biggest takeaway, it's a cybernetic unit, which means no longer are you chasing an echo for 6 cyber. And I love this change, because right now the problem with cybernetics is it's a good early game trait, but 6 cyber is kind of useless, because by the time you hit your echo, cyber is just not strong enough. So you have this weird situation where you never go 6 cybers almost. By having Vayne now, hitting 6 cybers is really easy, because you have a 5% chance to hit Irelia, I think at level 5. So after Krugs, you could have 6 cybers already. And I know they are nerfing 6 cybers as a result of this. And I'm totally fine with that, because 6 cyber is not meant to be like a late game comp. It's an early game comp, and now with the new cybernetic unit, Vayne, it's now a strong mid game comp as well, because you can get it much earlier without all-inning at level 8 and hoping you hit an echo. So great change, good nerf on 6 cybers, and yeah, giving cybernetics another carry, because I guess right now the carry would be Lucian or Echo if you stack him. Having an extra carry potential in Vayne, who can drop aggro and deal long-range damage, is really, really good. Next is Riven, Chrono Blademaster, sharing the exact same traits as Shen. So if you have just Shen and Riven, you already have 2 Chronos active, and you can splash a 3rd Blademaster really easy. Now, it's her ability that I'm kind of worried about, because it seems kind of good, like maybe too good. At 25 mana, she dashes, shields herself, and slashes for damage. And every 3rd cast, she leaps in the air and then launches a wave of energy that deals even more damage. I don't want this turning to League of Legends Riven, which is just like broken AF. But 25 mana is really low, and the fact that she gains shield, like one of the problems with Poppy was that she gains mana when she's shielded. And I imagine it'd be the same for Riven, because it doesn't make sense to prevent her from gaining mana. You throw a Seraph on her, or like just tanky item, and she can pop off like a Gunblade, and she's healing, Dragonclaw, Bramble Vest. I don't know, seems really good. Same with Cassiopeia, where it's like the mana cost compared to the amount of benefit you get from it seems a little skewed. We might see a nerf, but really cool, really cool. Finally, the last unit actually has a unique class, and she is Janna, the Star Guardian Paragon. Paragon converts all Star Guardians' basic attack into true damage, and all non-Star Guardians' basic attack into magic damage. So clearly meant to be played ideally in a Star Guardian comp. It is interesting because Star Guardian's main source of damage is not basic attack, it's magic damage. Like when you think about Nico, when you think about Syndra, Zoe, Ari, it's all magic damage, right? Converting their basic attack into true damage makes them harder to itemize against. Or maybe even easier, because, I don't know. It's interesting. If your opponent's running 4 Vanguard, or even 6 Vanguard now, because they added a new Vanguard unit, converting all your units' damage into true damage or non-Star Guardian's damage into magic damage for basic attack could go a long way. Her ability is, summons 5 tornadoes, which flies forward in a large cone, knocking enemies up and giving allies bonus attack speed. Some interesting positional implications there. Like, do you want her in the back so that your friendly units get hit? Or do you want her in the front so she can ult faster and make sure her tornado cone hits as much as she can? Because I guess if she's in the far back, the tornado cone might spread in a way where it misses some targets. So, new Star Guardian. So if you want to run 6 Star Guardian, you don't have to run Poppy or Nico anymore. No, sorry. You don't have to run Poppy or Nico anymore. Wait, did I just say that? Or Soraka if you don't want. So it'll be 7 out of 6 Star Guardians available now. Yeah. They're also fixing Star Guardian. So for those who don't know, 6 Star Guardians have kind of been bugged in the last patch. So if you're wondering why Star Guardian is so terrible, it's because they weren't getting their mana correctly. We might see a resurgence in Star Guardian. So that's all 14 new champions. I think the biggest implication is how much tankiness there will be now and how much earlier you can hit traits. So for Brawlers, you can get real early. For Vanguards, much earlier. For Mystic, you still need Soraka, which is a 5 cost, but still relatively early compared to before where you have to hit the Lulu. And 6 Cybernetics much earlier as well. So a lot of tankiness, a lot of health, a lot of resistance, but we also see stuff that counters it, which is like allow it, which steals stuff. Zed also steals stats, so I like it. Should be really fun. Yeah, that's all 14 new champions. Thanks for watching. I know they're changing some items and some traits and some balancing as well, but those are subject to change. Check them out. Comes out in 2 weeks. It's going to be on the test server soon. Expect content over the next few days, trying out all these cool new champions. Hope you're excited.